What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing Part 7 of You're Joking, which is to complete all of Halo 4's campaign on Legendary in under 3 hours. So this is the 7th of 8 missions you need to complete. The first and last mission are obviously just cutscenes, so those do not count. So that leaves us with 8 missions only, the least of any Halo game, in the main series at least. ODST had, I think, 10, including, if you included the streets. But who includes that? But anyway, well, I guess you have to, but whatever. Get that sticky detonator right from the beginning. Keep your pistol. Just shoot all these people as fast as possible. Nothing crazy here. You can see I ignored this jackal at first who was destroying this marine, and I picked off a couple enemies before I turned my attention to him, because he's obviously much easier to shoot once he's done with that animation. But at this point, just pick off these jackals and grunts. There is an elite back there somewhere, but we're totally going to ignore him. We're actually going to jump across this gap. So jump up here, get on this railing, sprint, and jump across. And it's a pretty easy jump. It looks tougher than it is. But take out your sticky detonator, activate this, and hide behind it, and then you could shoot and kill that grunt who's going to gun at you. You could also throw another sticky detonator down right there. And throw a grenade for effect. Unfortunately, it didn't kill him there, but, you know, just do it again. There's 4 elites that drop out. That last sticky detonator was terrible, by the way. Very bad. Elites, you could just sidestep to their sword side and easily kill them. Just go around behind them. It looks scary. It looks like you're going to die if you go to their sword side, but just step right past their sword and assassinate them. They're kind of stunned for a second because they're finishing their sword lunging animation. Usually I kill all these guys before this and I don't have to deal with them this extensively. I usually kill them with a sticky detonator for the most part, but not this time. But you want to grab the concussion rifle, exchange your pistol for a DMR here, and we're going to use the concussion rifle to do some skips. You want to have the Cowbell skull on, or else this trick will not work. You could use any skull you want in Halo 4. But just line up your toe with the indent on the tip of this forklift prong, whatever it is, and then shoot the opposite side, the highest opposite side of the forklift like I did there, and it will send you up here. Sometimes you'll land in the rafters, but just jump down to where I landed, and you will be able to skip this whole part, and you won't have to fight your way up this kind of towery type object. You just start off right at the top, because you launched yourself up there. Grab the thruster pack, juggle the shotgun in here. You want to have a shotgun and a DMR at this point. Or a shotgun and a concussion rifle, just because we're going to use the shotgun mostly. So throw a couple stickies at that hunter to loosen him up a little bit, soften him up. Unfortunately, he's not exposing his back to me, so I'm just going to shoot him with a sticky detonator, which is sitting on the table there, or on this crate behind me. So just do that a couple times. It should kill him. He should be pretty weak from the plasma grenades. And then I'm out of sticky detonator after a couple shots to this guy, but there's actually more ammo right there where I just touched, right where that crate is. You can see there's more ammo in general in there, including sticky detonator. So with that, you should be able to easily take out those 2 elites, or hunters rather. Then you want to make sure you sprint back here and grab the DMR. So we're going to go into the next section with a DMR and a concussion rifle. The DMR isn't as important as the concussion rifle, but I mean, it's still the best weapon you could have at this point, so you probably want it. On to the next section. We have completed Rally Point Alpha, on to Rally Point Bravo. So just go through here. I skipped a cutscene. You could skip it too, it doesn't matter. Obviously, your time does not count while you're in the cutscene. It does for some, though, which is annoying. But you can see I'm doing the infinite sprint glitch, which is just sprint and then jump and punch, or jump and melee, and you will actually, by doing that, in effect have infinite sprint. I won't get into how it works, but just do that. Jump on this crate, and then concussion rifle jump, and you want to crouch jump while you're doing that. Make sure you're crouching while you do that concussion rifle jump, and you will get in here. This is optional. It might be a little tough. It's not too bad going through these hallways because you obviously have a DMR, so it's easy to headshot most of the enemies. So this is an option if you would like to do this, but if not, then we've saved time in a myriad of other places. But you can see I grenade jump slash concussion rifle jumped up on top of this tunnel once it spawned. And when I got up top, I thruster packed over the top of it. At this point, you want to wait for the door to open, or that guy to open the door, which looks like he has, and it spawns the rest of the area, and you want to look down, back up, and concussion rifle jump, and then thruster pack over here, like so. And then just follow this path, and we're out of the map entirely at this point, as you could tell, I'm sure. And we're totally avoiding everybody in here. Again, this section isn't too bad. Obviously, this is quicker, but you could get back in the map right there. It's very easy. You don't have to do anything special. Just crouch and fall back in right at that point before these 3 airlocks, or 3 or 4 airlocks. How many airlocks are there? I think there's 3. Anyway, just go to this door, and it'll open up this door. You don't have to kill anybody in this section, which is kind of odd. I guess once you get to that door, it thinks you're in the next section, so it just opens that door. But assassinate that elite, and just take out all the enemies in this section quickly. That jackal's kind of tough to kill because he was not looking at me. It's easier to kill him when he's actually trying to kill me. So we got one more elite to deal with. He comes out of the doorway on the far end of the hall. And where's he at? There he is. He's engaging the all the other guys in there. I never intend to go into that animation, obviously, since it's a speed run. You don't really want to waste time doing that animation. It's only a couple seconds each time, but I mean, it adds up. But go to this point right here exactly, and you want to... Oh, I missed it. But you want to go right up against the frame, that white frame, and you want to concussion rifle jump up, and you can even do it twice. You see I shot twice, and then I just jetpack to the right, or thruster pack to the right, excuse me. And that gets you on top of the hallway, and then you want to follow this path. You got to jump over this invisible barrier. There's a bunch of stuff you have to jump over, but obviously it's self-explanatory. Just keep jumping up and over to the forward section. And there's 2 ways to get back into this hallway. One is over here. It doesn't let you get in yet at this point. Normally you could just drop down in this section if you get locked out. And you'll know when you're locked out. Oh boy. Am I stuck in here? I don't think I am. I know I'm not, actually. I've already done this. But if you do get locked out, you want to do this first. You want to run and jump across the hallway, and you might get warped back in to the hallway like I just did there. If that doesn't happen to you and you get locked out, just go back to that door frame I was kind of poking around at and crouching near, and you'll fall back in. So this room has 2 invisible elites. Take care of them. I kind of messed it up there, but I mean I killed them, but it wasn't pretty. And now I've killed them. Okay. Then just insert Cortana into this. This game is called Halo 4 Insert Cortana. So that's all you're ever doing. And back here is some more ammo for your DMR, which you don't really need at this point. Actually, there's one more room that I always forget about. So Cortana's doing her business, and you're just gonna wait and then grab her and run down here. And there's a couple jackals and a grunt up here. Nothing insane. Smack the... Again, I did not mean to do that. I've had a really bad streak of accidentally assassinating people like that instead of the old school way where you just smack them. I always forget about this room. This is the one. You can see I started sprinting in there, and then I was like, whoa, never mind then. So this is pretty straightforward. It's just a bunch of grunts that I can't shoot in the face, apparently. And also jackals. There's 2 elites as well in the hallway here. I grabbed a... You don't need the concussion rifle anymore, so I grabbed a plasma pistol. And this area, this room on this run-through gave me more issues than it should have. This is kind of a slow clear of this room. So you could noob the elite if he doesn't dodge. That'd be ever so kind of you. There we go, got 1 elite. Be aware that there might be suicide grunts that come your way, like this, if you kill an elite. So don't just be in the corner there and think you're safe, because they might come around the corner and kill you. Also, the second elite might draw his sword, like this. So be aware of that. Be ready for this dude. You could obviously just jump down over the railing and be fairly safe. At a safe distance, at least. There's more DMR ammo right up against that doorway right there. I sprint forward, didn't realize that Grunt was alive at the end of the hallway. But he is. But he's dead now. And we are at the last part of the level. And we're at the last part of the level here. And this part is just like a firefight type part. You just have to hold out for the duration of all of the enemies coming at you. Just hop in this mantis. There's a bunch of people to start right below you. They have a bunch of fuel rods, and you can see some jackals down there. The jackals have snipers, some of them, so you want to take those guys out. You can see that one is currently destroying me. Cut it out, guy. And that guy's got a fuel rod still. Also, something you should probably do is go to the left and take out the human turret, because you're going to see throughout this sequence that there is a grunt that hops on one of the turrets, a human turret, and he just destroys me from far away sometimes. So, you don't want to deal with that, because the turret actually really, really quickly brings your shield down and your health. So this is a decent spot to be in, where I am right now. There's actually a much safer area. Oh, you can see right there the human turret was just shooting at me. There's actually a much safer area that you could do this from, but obviously it takes longer. You gotta kind of be a little bit aggressive here in order to take out the enemies as quickly as possible. But if you have enough time saved up, you can obviously take it a little more slowly if you want to. I'm just showing you the faster way. Be aware of any ghosts or wraiths that are dropped off. That one oftentimes will just get dropped right there, and it's kind of stuck in a position where it cannot move or anything. So that's nice. You don't even have to really waste your time killing him. But I decided I wanted to do that. See right here, there's a wraith being dropped in. I just circle around behind him, so he can't really turn to face me. In time, at least. If you get in front of him, he A, can shoot you with his mortar, B, shoot you with his secondary gun, and C, he will probably try to ram you, which is devastating, so don't do that. Do not get in front of him, if you could avoid it. And the rest is just a bunch of infantry. Be aware that even if they're not particularly threatening, such as they don't have a fuel rod gun or some other big gun, if they have a plasma pistol, they could stun you. And they do have a habit of just repeatedly overcharged plasma pistoling you to stun you once you are stunned. So it could happen like 2 or 3 times, and that gives other enemies a chance to move up and take you out easily, since you cannot move at all. You can't even shoot when you're in a stunned position. Some vehicles in some games you could continue to shoot, at least straight forward, but in this game you cannot do that with this vehicle. So at this point, there's a bunch of banshees that come in. Just shoot them with the machine gun turret as much as you can. Obviously, prioritize the ones that are diving at you and shooting at you. The missile pod, or the missile launcher, whatever it is, on your left arm actually locks on to banshees as long as your targeting reticle is red. So don't use the missiles against them until your targeting reticle is red. Otherwise, it's pretty much just wasting your missiles, because even though you have infinite missiles, you do have to reload. So you want to make those missiles count when you do shoot them, because the odds of you actually hitting a banshee without locking on are very slim, unless they're like right up in your grill. And at that point, your targeting reticle will be red, I promise. These grunts that are dropped off from this Phantom in particular are very weird. They often just blow themselves up. There are suicide grunts, and they just, right when they land, they explode. They don't even chase after you or anything. So more banshees, more phantoms. I'm going to walk to the area where I mentioned is much safer at this point. I'll show you that little alcove. It's right where you came into this map, actually. Right where you came into this area. You can see I'm kind of getting pummeled here, so I'm trying to get to safety. You have to walk up these steps. And again, this is the door where you came into this section from. So you could see how good of a spot this is. You're kind of in a little corner, and no one can really shoot you. So you could stay up here if you want, and then just back up when you're getting overwhelmed and back into that alcove area. So this section is now complete. All we have to do is run to the door on the other side of the map, but be aware that even though Cortana's like all clear and whatever, that there still are enemies probably in this area. I killed this turret guy right before I got out of that mantis. And there was those suicide grunts. I just killed one. I think there's a couple more behind me, so you do want to watch out for that nonsense. Or you could stay in the mantis. I got out of the mantis because it's quicker to run on foot. But do what you will. All that's left to this level, you can see I sped this part up, is just hitting this button. And then after a minute and a half of dialogue, you have to turn around and open the door behind you. Again, you have to just tap the keypad to open the door, and then the level ends. There's a cutscene. But that's it, guys. I won't make you sit through this minute and a half of nothing. Thank you very much for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter at HaloCompletion. And I'll see you later for more achievements.